To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Hey, here we are. So, our buddy Alec over at AR Comics is having some technical difficulties with some sort of download or something like that. So his camera is not quite working. So he's trying to get it up and running. But until then, you'll have to look at the logo image, and you can hear him. You can hear him join us during the show.
Yeah, I'm still here for now. I don't know. It was working earlier because I was do a quick little double check, but this time
Alex's team beat Robbie's team or something? Because I think Robbie did this.
Strangely enough, Nick knows very little about professional sports and especially football. But I had the same theory. I think Robbie probably hacked you, Alec, okay, as kind of revenge because he's terrified that the Philadelphia Eagles will actually smoke them, okay, because it looks like we're making the playoffs. So I believe, Robbie, if you're out there, stop hacking Alec, or at least do it when we don't have a show like we have to do that night. Like, hack him on Friday or something, okay?
Yeah, he knows.
Wait, I'm on Friday.
Yeah, well, I'm hacking Alec, not
you.
Okay? There's no point in hacking you. You're not a football fan. So we got Dave in the house, Adrian in the house, Preston, Marcus, and Stevie B, our poor Jets fan. I wanted to say something, and we got Ron in the house as well. I wanted to say something to Dave. Dave sent me a very nice email, and I appreciate the kind words, Dave. That was really nice. But he ended the saying that if Nick could put up the Christmas tree during the show, that I should be able to lay out some tacos. I want to point out that taking that sorry Charlie Brown Christmas tree and putting it right here next to the rack is far easier than laying out tacos. Okay. Because if you're going to have tacos, you want to do that right. You don't want to do it bad, right? So I want to say that I do not believe, Dave, that is a equal division of labor. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. But I did want to also thank Dave. That was a really nice email, and I appreciate the kind words. And we got Nilo in the house as well. What's going on, Nilo? Thanks for joining us, guys. This is our last Comic Collectables show for the year of 2021. Yep.
Yeah, the year's wrapped up. We had some really good books that came out this year, too. It was a good year for comics.
We did. And hopefully today we'll touch on, when I was on your show yesterday, Alec, we touched on some pretty interesting topics. So we might revisit them. I know Dave was with us yesterday. I forget who else was there. But Dave had some interesting input on, the various topics we were talking about that did not include spam or cheesesteaks or football, believe it or not, but actually the state of the comic book industry and other such things. So we might try to touch on that a little bit. Also tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to preview some of the art that we're going to have on the air. Wait, today is Ronald's birthday. Hey, Ron,
nice.
Is your
Happy
gift
birthday, Ron? Is
your gift from your wife that she won't tase you tonight during the show? Is that what she's agreed to? You're going to be tase free for the evening. But Nick will be here.
Is it really Ronald's birthday?
Well, he just put it in the chat.
Yeah, I know, but I just want to know if it's true.
Well, I don't know.
Who knows?
I take the man in his word. I believe his wife is tasing him,
Ronald may celebrate 364 days a year instead of 1 day a year.
Ronald says he's 64 years young.
Wow.
So there you go. But after all, getting tased all that time during the course of the year, you might want to go to the doctor, get it checked out. And JD Berry in the house. Thanks for joining us, buddy. So I wanted to point out that Nick will be on the air on Friday from 7 to 8 for original art.
Since Ronald continues to buy Punchline and Batman remarks, first appearance of Punchline, Ronald, we're going to send this to you free.
Look at that. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm surprised Nick didn't try to rap it or something.
They can't rap. in both
Dude,
senses of the word.
it's flat. We just
How
put
I
it
know
in a
you're gonna go
Riggy,
there.
and then you just fold it like a piece of paper, man. So, Ron, happy birthday, buddy. This is a gift from Nick
Nice.
and the rest of us here at Dynamic Forces and Dynamite. We wish you many, many more. I want to take this.
We'll keep it safe.
So Amy will handle it so we know that it'll get to the right place. Ron says, my wife says to Nick to put my birthday on his calendar. Okay, did you hear that, Nick?
What?
Ron's wife wants you to put Ron's birthday on your calendar.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
So Nick is going to do that. Don't you worry, Ron. Okay,
Hey.
tell your wife that he's going to do that, and let us know when her birthday is. I think Nick's going to send her an upgraded taser. Not the kind that you have to hold that has the current, but the one with the gun and the wire and stuff. So she can hit you running. But I did want to take this opportunity once again to thank everybody, all the support we've gotten from our viewers. We have a lot of regular viewers that join us every single week, and we really, really appreciate that. And then, if you're a new viewer, we appreciate that as well. Just a reminder, if you can, hit thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely check out Alex's YouTube channel as well. Now that he's made the big move from the Midwest back to the East Coast. I know he's got a bunch of stuff that he's planning, some new shows and things like that. So definitely check out his channel. It's, some great content. With Alec, he will tell you what's on his mind. He'll never beat around the bush, so to speak.
I appreciate that. Hey, I want to give you just super quick. I think it's going to restart my computer. So if I happen to disappear or you don't hear me, that's going to be why.
Okay. Well,
just a heads up.
We'll send a nasty email to Rob.
Thank you
for hacking your computer. But all right, so Nick will be here on Friday, 7 to 8, for the original art show. And sometime during tonight's show, we're going to preview some of the art that he has. He's coming in specifically to do the original art show because technically our offices are closed on Friday. But Nick's going to come in and he's going to do his thing. He didn't
want to leave you guys with 2 weeks without art.
I really think his fiance just wanted him out of the house. That's my personal opinion.
Or that.
But no, I mean seriously. Nick. Don't let Nick spend New Year's Eve alone. So definitely tune in. Be careful. We're going to ask Nick to be careful because whenever he's left with original art, I don't know, the original art jumps out and attacks him. I don't know what's going on. So, but yeah, definitely join us. We will have our regularly scheduled original art show. And I know he's got some great pieces.
And something else that we're officially announcing here and now, the experience will have its very own, like, something exploding or ball dropping at midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Ah, cool.
Nice. I haven't decided what I'm going to do or how I'm going to pull it off yet, but I'm going to do something.
So it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise for everybody, including me. So, but that's happening as part of Nancy's show, live from Comics Unlimited Friday night. She will be going 9 to midnight Eastern Standard Time. So.
Awesome. You know what? Cool. It's probably better than watching the Times Square in New York anyway. I heard they're capping it at 15,000 people. And, I don't know if anybody else agrees, but it seems like every year that ball is mistimed with
Have midnight. You ever been up there for New Year's Eve?
I was a long, long time ago before my daughter was born.
It's very like the 8th circle of hell. It's awful.
It really was. I've never been again.
You can't go to the bathroom. Oh, it's awful.
Yep. There's no bathrooms. You're shoulder to shoulder with people. People are, most of the people are drunk out of their minds, and to travel to New York, get into New York, especially on New Year's Eve, it really was not. I did it once. I'm glad I did it once, so I could say I did it. But it is probably not something I would ever do again. After drinking beer, I got to have a bathroom. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And most of the businesses that are open near Times Square, they won't let you in to use the bathroom unless you buy something.
Right. I was working just off Times Square, and the doorman at my office wouldn't let me in because I had been at the New Year's Eve party. So,
oh my God,
it's bad. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. So
yeah,
we're gonna do something on our own, so everybody could stay home and be warm and stuff.
Yeah, no, exactly. To me, it was now whenever I watch it on TV, I'm like, man, how bad you got to go to the bathroom right now? How long is it going to take you after the ball drops to get out of there? It's just, to me, it's just like, what a pain. Got to do it once, so I can say I did it. That's it. I never had another desire to go out again. And when my daughter was young, my ex-wife and I, we tried to go out and stuff, but in the end, it was just more fun hanging with my daughter when she was little and letting her stay up until midnight and watch the ball drop on TV and stuff like that.
Dave's dropping ahead.
I don't know what you mean, Dave. You're gonna have to be a little clearer than that. So, all right, Amy, you start us off tonight. You pick something.
Let's kick it off with one of our best offer books.
All right, we're kicking it off with the best offers. Amy's show. All right, pick one.
Lady Zorro, number 3.
Right. So we got Lady Zorro, number 3, high-end Joseph Michael Linsner, Virgin Art, ultra limited edition cover. Suggested retail of $75. It's going to be one of our best offer books, starting at $10. All right, so there you go. So that's the first one, best offer. And Dave says she can only shuffle her papers so many times. That's not true, right, Dave. She is a master paper shuffler. She can shuffle for 2 straight hours. You watch. All right. That's essentially what the course of our day is, shuffling papers and emailing each other's Excel spreadsheets. So 62 lefty in the house, buddy. What's going on? Thanks for joining us.
What's going on, guys?
Alec, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. It didn't get rid of it, so it didn't.
It didn't restart.
It didn't restart. I think it's going to be a little bit.
All right, no worries. No worries. It is a little weird though, not seeing you there. But I can talk to Kyle, no problem, without him necessarily being on camera. It's weird.
It's called Voice of God mode, and it's the best thing that's ever been created.
It's either that or there's really nobody talking, and I'm imagining voices. That would not be a good thing.
That would be bad.
So, all right, let's do. Let's see. All right, so we got Lady Zorro out of the way. That is all right. So for anybody that's new, we have 2 types of claims. We have a buy it now claim. We'll throw out a price, and first person to claim it, they walk away with it. And then we have best offer at the end of the night. And what that is that we'll take claims right up until 7:55, and at 7:55, the person with the highest claim will take that item. And those are the 2 different types that we have. So let's see. Ron, squirrel. Let's see. Station 62 lefty. All right. So what do we want to do next? And Nick, when you're ready to show the artwork, let us know.
I don't have the artwork. Amy does.
Oh, Amy has the artwork? Do you have the artwork?
Not right this second, but let's.
All right.
Get through a few books.
Okay. All right.
More books.
All right.
Maybe after the first break.
Why doesn't Alec pick a book to show?
Yeah, Alec, why don't you pick one?
Oh, you already know what I'm going to be starting off with. I'm going to go straight to that. I'm going to go straight to that Ken Hazer. I love seeing them. They're honestly all fantastic.
Which Ken Hazer do you want to see?
I'm gonna go with the Avenger. I know there's a couple Avengers ones, but
you want to do the Black Panther one first?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle already guessed it. All right, so and I love this one. Avengers #1 with a Black Panther head sketch. Actually, we're calling it. Dave coined a phrase, and we like that phrase. We're going to start calling them commissioned cover art.
I do like that phrase.
Yeah, and we're going to try to make that stick. So, Avengers #1 Black Panther sketch by Ken Hazer, commission covered art, otherwise previously known as a remark. Suggested retail of $89.99, and we have it tonight. The one available for $50. We're trying to get, hopefully sometime in January, Ken's going to come visit us and actually do some. All right, and Ron's taking it. All right,
that's
Ron.
a good pickup.
And Ron likes CCA. He likes using CCA.
Yeah, I like CCA. It's short, it's quick, it's to the point. You know what we're talking about.
Because I'm telling you, you guys can coin. I was gonna say, I'm telling you, you guys can coin that. Put a little trademark on that CCA.
I know, right?
Make that into a comic book industry standard. CGC is going to take it. CBCS.
how cool would that be? I mean, you know, in a couple of years, you know, everybody's calling these things CCAs, you know, as opposed to remarks, because, you know, and we talked about it. It's not a remark, not in the straightest sense of the word. A remark. I think we might have something that. Okay, so this is also available tonight. The you know what? We might as well do it. Dark Knight 3. This is a beautiful cover, by the way. All right, so this is
technically a remark because it has
right. It has a kind of a line head sketch along with the signature, and that's where remarks came from. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that one next. Since we're talking
Dark Knight number 3 and Master Race number 1.
Where did I put? Oh, there it is. Okay. So Dark Knight number 3, the Master Race number 1. Now this is a Dynamic Forces exclusive cover. Okay. Elite Gold Signature Series, signed by obviously Ken Hazer with the head sketch, but it's also signed by Jay Lee. All right. It has a suggested retail of $119.38. We're going to do it tonight as one of our best offer books, starting at $27 for Detective number 27. All right. And at that price, essentially you're getting the Ken Hazer signature and head sketch for free. And we have one available at that price. So yeah, I mean, so we've talked about it before, how kind of remarks came about, and really the birth of the remark was go to a con, get in line for whoever your favorite creator was or is, and you would go and get a signature, and that creator would do a quick head sketch for you along with the signature, and we started calling it remarks. But then Preston's in for DK3 at 27. All right, so thank you, Preston. So Preston is currently in the lead at $27 for the DK3. And then all of a sudden the publishers started pushing out the blank covers, blank variant covers, and giving, you know, a slightly thicker stock so that you can really do something with it. And all of a sudden, artists like Ken Hazer or the Clevelands or Mariano Nicieza, they were able to really do something with that because of the thicker stock. And then they become full colored, like the Black Panther that Ron just picked up, and they've become really commissioned pieces of art. And they've grown so much closer to original art because it is a one of a kind piece of work. It is a blank surface with which the creator can create something new. And after doing it for what, a better part of a year now, we started saying this is something different. It's not the same as a remark, and it should be called something different. It should be differentiated. And on one of our shows, we started asking our viewers what they thought. And I got to admit, Nick, Amy, and I talked about it. And Dave, you had the best one with CCA, I thought.
Yeah. Real quick, everybody, help us grow our channel. We're up to 820 subscribers. Please post in your friends, on your Facebook pages, in your group pages, anywhere that allows you to post a link to the experience. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers, and we will be eternally grateful. We really, really will. You guys have helped make this channel, have helped build this channel, but we need to get to 1,000 to get to the next level, and any and all help is appreciated.
There you go. So if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Definitely hit the thumbs up. We really enjoy doing this. I mean, I do. I know Amy does as well.
It is a lot of fun.
Say again.
I said it is a lot of fun. It honestly is always really good conversations. You put up cool books too to put up for claims, but it really is like, it's the experience. It's a good conversation. We've got good books, and it always turns into something else too.
No, it does. And Preston, thank you so much for subscribing. And I think whether it's because of the pandemic, whether it was going to grow anyway, the pandemic certainly put it into the fast lane. This is a new way for comic fans, comic collectors to really communicate with one another. So it's something we knew was happening, but I think the pandemic pushed it into high gear. And, with people not being able to go to cons and so on and so forth, I know some people like Ron, I know he went to the con in Baltimore. It's just now, even with travel, getting on a plane, with all the flight cancellations and everything else, it just becomes a headache. Oh, excuse me. So in a sense, we've this kind of evolved into your virtual con, if you will. Or maybe a better example is your local comic book shop, where a bunch of people that, all together on a new comic book day talking about our hobbies, things that we love, and it really doesn't matter where we come from, what walks of life, what generation. It's just something that has really grown, and that's thanks to the viewers out there, and we absolutely appreciate your support. All right, so should we do a CGC?
Sounds great.
All right, let's do a CGC. All right, you pick one. What do you want to do?
Can I request a CGC?
You certainly can.
Can we do the Lorax cover?
Oh yeah.
Ice Cream Man?
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Just had a new issue of that out today too. So
yeah, I think we were talking about it yesterday.
A little bit.
All right, so we have Ice Cream Man number 20, third printing, CGC graded 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have it tonight, one of our 5-star books at $50. And we've talked about this before as well. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of collectors, you have books that you submit, and that's fantastic. But given what's happened over the last year, we know that they're way behind. People have waited months and months and months after submitting something to get it back. And the one thing that almost happens, I don't care if it's a comic, if it's a trading card, whatever, the person who submits it almost 99% of the time expects the grade to be higher than what they receive. And I know Alec ran into this just recently when he got a shipment back. He had two books, and they both graded out a 9, right, Alec? Are you still there?
Yeah.
But one clearly should not, even in your opinion, I think one was damaged, but clearly because of the damage, it should not have graded out as a 9.
No, it definitely was a mid-8 at the absolute best. To me, I mean, even if it was a 9, that meant that the other book definitely was well under the right grade. But I felt that the other book was, after what happened to it, I definitely thought it should have been a 9. But the other one,
right,
8.5 at the best. But
so really that the point I'm trying to make here is that don't discourage anybody from submitting their comics to be graded in slab. But when you get a CGC slab book from us, the grade is guaranteed. There is no wait time because the one you're getting is sitting right up here next to Amy. All right. And it's a guaranteed 9.8. So that's one of the great things. If you are someone who tends to collect slab books, this is a great way. And we're almost everything. If you're a new viewer, everything we do here is always under the suggested retail price. And then if Nick eats one of his non-animal protein sandwiches, or has another accident where he gets assaulted by a piece of original art, he gets a little crazy, and he comes out here and starts lowering prices, throwing stuff up there. So you never know. Okay. We're unscripted, but the last show, I think we went so far off the rails with Nick just throwing stuff up there.
It was almost a clean sweep.
Yeah. Well, Amy was having trouble keeping track. He was throwing it up so fast. So, all right. Ronald says, I don't have any social media, but I did ask my wife to give the show a thumbs up. However, the finger she gave me was not a thumb. Better her flipping you the bird than tasing you. That's the way I see that, right? So that's okay. That's all right. It's okay if your wife doesn't want to give us a thumbs up. Actually, I think if she could nuke this entire building, she might. She may not be too happy with Ron. All right, so let's see here. You know what? Do we have time to throw out another book before we have to go?
I think one more quick book.
All right, pick one. Go ahead. I'm not picking any books tonight. I'm going to put it all on Amy tonight.
Oh, something to do. The other best offer book we have is Turok, the Dinosaur Hunter. That's the other best offer book we have.
Now I got to find that on my sheet.
Turok is awesome.
There we go.
All right, Turok, Dinosaur Hunter number 3, signed by Greg Pak. Suggested retail of $49.99. This is going to be one of our best offer books starting at $10. All right, so that is also available. There you go. And let me see. That's got to be a Scotty Young cover, right? Let me see. It doesn't say on the cert. Oh, and by the way, every signed book, every limited edition high-end book comes with a Dynamic Forces or Dynamite certificate of authenticity, so you know that what you're getting is the straight deal. So we'll do a quick recap. We just did the Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 3, signed by Greg Pak. Suggested retail of $49.99. Best offer starting at $10. So whoever has the best offer at $7.55 takes it. Dark Knight 3, the Master Race number 1, exclusive cover, legal signature signed by Jay Lee with a gold Batman head sketch and signed by Ken Hazer. Preston, that is also a best offer book. Preston is currently in the lead at $27. We also did Lady Zorro number 3, high-end Joseph Michael Linsner, Virgin Art, ultra limited edition cover. Suggested retail of $75. It is one of our other best offer books starting at $10. The Avengers number 1, Black Panther, Ron picked up. And then we had Ice Cream Man number 20, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Did I miss anything? I think I got everything.
I think that was all it so far.
And it's time for us to go to our first break. So let's go to our first break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Stay with us.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
We'll get to that in a minute. All right, so we're back. Sorry, it's been a crazy day. Amy's been running around like a chicken without a head, trying to get things done.
Both of us, not just me.
Yeah, but I mean, you were really running around. I just sit behind the desk tapping on a keyboard, but Amy was like moving from place to place all day today. So all right, so let's do the mega kit.
Awesome. The mega kit's always so cool.
All right, so we're gonna do the Avengers Mega Mix set. All right, and it includes True Believers, King in Black, Thunderbolts number 1, reprinting Incredible Hulk number 449, signed in silver by Peter David, Avengers No Road Home number 6, Elite Gold Signature Series signed by Mark Waid, Mighty Thor number 1. Too bad John's not here. He loves this remark. I'm sorry. Commission cover art.
Commission cover, CCA.
CCA. Mighty Thor number 1, signed by Matt Fraction with a Mjolnir sketch by Ken Hazer.
That's wild.
And we have Iron Man number 1, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.6. So this has a suggested retail value of $416.17. We're going to do it for $196.30 for 1963, the year the Avengers first came into comics. So over 50% off, and you're going to get all 4 comics in the package. Marshall, thanks for joining us, man.
I was going to say, let's put the books in here. It's like the True Believers book. It's limited series of 39 copies, and this one's number 14. Number 14, and the Avengers No Road Home number 6. I have 10 copies. This is number 3.
So that's a good question, Kyle. I didn't round down. I just basically took the retails of each one and then just added it all together, and it came out to 416 and 17 cents. So I guess I should probably round up or down, right? I think everybody's life a little easier. So
I think that's got to be the best blank sketch cover CCA that we've had on this segment so far. That is truly phenomenal.
Well, I noticed that when I was going through these, we had a few more of these in the past. The thing about these commission covered art pieces is that everyone, even if it has the same, Mjolnir here, or if it has the same character, each one is different. If you look closely, and I know not everybody can, but when I'm going through the inventory, I'm looking closely, even though it's the same image, say it's Iron Man or say it's Doctor Strange, whatever it may be, even though it's the same image from the same perspective that the creator has drawn, it is slightly different, okay? Because it is being hand drawn. So you can't, it's not a Xerox machine. It's not like publishing the comic itself. Everyone is unique. Everyone's a little different. And we were talking about a little earlier about CCAs, otherwise previously known as remarks. I feel like a prince now. The art.
Hey, not to cut you off. My computer's literally about to restart in 5 seconds, so I'm going to see you guys very shortly.
All right, sounds good.
Just
buddy.
a heads up.
All right, unless the Robbie hack was really, really invasive, then we might not see you in a few minutes. But so we were talking about this, and we wanted to touch on this. Is that the world of the cover sketch art has evolved into something completely different, into its own little niche of collectability within the larger world of comic collectibles. And, guys like Ken Hazer, guys like Mariano Nicieza, Joe Del Beato, the Clevelands, it gives them the ability, more time, because it's not something that you're going to be able to do at a con with, a long line of people waiting to get your autograph. You're not going to be able to do this kind of depth, this kind of art, because it takes time. So to give you some idea, when we had Mariano Nicieza on, he graciously agreed to color one of his sketch covers while we were live, on the air. And in a 2-hour show, he was able to do 2. We sold a third one, but he actually colored that at home and then brought it to us. So when you think about that kind of time, it's not feasible to do it at a con. So it really has become its own little niche. And I think it's a great thing, and again, I don't have a date yet, but our plan is to bring Ken Hazer in, have him sketch a couple covers, maybe 2, maybe 3. I think 3 would be the max. And the funny thing is, Ken is considered one of the faster creators that can do a sketch cover. And even for him, 3 maybe in a couple of hours. Think about that. I mean, realistically. So there's no way you can do this at a con. You can do a line head sketch if you want, with a ton of people waiting in line. But I really think it's going to, I think as more comic collectors begin to view it and see it, they're really going to embrace it. It's very much like myself, John. Amy's become a fan as well. I know Alec has become a fan, and Rock and Robbie as well from Pop Culture Philosophers.
You started talking about it, Rex. I counted during the first segment. I have 32 cover commissions that are framed, that are actually the border in my studio, like around the wall.
That's a great. You bring up a very good point, Kyle. So let me ask you, how long have you been buying the remarks or the CCAs now?
I got my first one in 2013. Wow.
And you say you have how many now?
Huh?
And you say you have how many now?
I have 30 that are framed. I have probably a half a short box still that aren't.
Wow. And that's just from 2013.
Yeah. What's great about them is that I was able to get the blanks really easily as a retailer.
Right.
And then I would go to conventions and hand it to an artist and just say, here's the money for the commission, and mail it back to me when you're done.
Right.
And I would get them in the mail. And I've got them from guys like Angel Medina and, these guys who do these really intricate ones to people who did like Archie covers where it is just black and white line art, Archie style.
Right.
But I wanted to mention some of the people that people don't think about when you're doing these commission covers, people who are specifically cover artists. Like I have a bunch from guys like Tom Richmond who did Mad Magazine covers.
Right.
Well, he can't do a full cover commission, but he could do a quick sketch, and you're going to get a way cooler piece of art than you'd get if you went to somebody who does like traditionally sequential art. So it's a very unique set of skills that guys like Ken have, to paraphrase, Taken.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And it's surprising to me somebody didn't think of it earlier. I guess, everything has its own place and time, but it really is. And we've kind of mentioned it before, but I think that even what I said before is kind of changed and evolved. Before it was kind of a bridge between, a piece of original art, but original art has been long time well established within the comic book world. And these sketch covers are definitely something more recent as compared to original art. And you're getting something that has the qualities of original art, and then has the qualities of a comic collectible that is the size of a comic. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. And I see it just continuing to grow, as a collectible kind of niche for comic collectors, and that's great. I think that's a good thing. It's only going to draw more people in, especially with the growth of the MCU, DC Universe, whatever. You have more and more people who know who these characters are and have an interest in them.
Do we want to offer up another piece of CCA art?
Sure.
Here?
Let's offer another CCA art. Let's see. You know what? Since we were on Thor, let's do Avengers Assemble #1, signed and sketch cover art by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99. We have it as another one of our 5-star at $50 books.
I like Stevie's question. Did you see it?
Let me see. Do you think CCAs lead the comic collectors more towards slabbing or collecting original art? That is a very good question, actually, Stevie. I don't know.
I think it's original art.
What's that?
I think it's more towards collecting original art, only because slabbing something like this presents a number of challenges in terms of witnessing and things like that. Some of the companies would slab it as art, but you wouldn't get that signature series slab label. Whereas if you just collect it like original art and you put it away or you frame it and you hang it up, it's a little bit easier.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, hey, John Spilios. Oh, okay. John is claiming the Avengers. All right. Avengers Assemble, rather. Gotcha, John. So I would kind of agree with that statement. I mean, I think that, and when Alec comes back, this is something we've talked about when I've been on his show, is that eventually they're going to have to figure something out. Okay. Whether it be because of the sign books or as the CCAs, as we're calling them now, the sketch cover art becomes more prominent, they're going to have to find a way of dealing with it. Okay. Because somebody will if they don't. So in other words, like
CBCS has their methodology.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's an original piece of art, they struggle. So they'll certify the signature, but they won't certify that art was created by the person who signed it.
Right.
So it's this whole, they're going to have to come up with some sort of mechanism.
I'm just thinking that they'll find a solution to that problem. And the reason I say that is because I look at the autograph industry, and not just comics, but for sports collectibles as well. There was a time when there was no, all right. So Ron, real quick, is Ron is putting in a claim of a bid of 35. All right, on the Dark Knight 3. All right, I got you, Ron. So Ron is currently in the lead for Dark Knight 3. So there was a time in the late 80s, I would say early 90s, when autographed sports memorabilia, there was only two ways that you could really do it. So there were companies that went out there and signed long-term contracts, or bulk contracts with a particular athlete. And then, somebody would witness it, and, the athlete would sign an affidavit, and the company would, churn out, whether it be Joe DiMaggio autographed baseballs or Willie Mays autographed baseballs. So that was one way to authenticate. And then anything prior to that point, you really just, you took your best guess. And then eventually the grading companies became authentication companies. So grading cards came first, and then they saw, look, there's huge potential here. So, let's take advantage of it. So I feel like the comic book grading companies like CGC, CBCS, they're going to find a way around this problem, because there are people that are going to want to get it slabbed. But I do agree with you that probably it will take more of the road of original art, in the sense that you're going to buy it, collect it, you got a one-of-a-kind piece, frame it, hang it, display it, whatever the case may be. So, Ron, I got bad news for you, buddy. So, because we are doing our end-of-year inventory, we will not have a statue for tonight. I went back to grab one, and the staff, our operations staff, I think one of them picked up a pitchfork, the other one lit a torch, and they were chanting my name and something about hanging me upside down, and they came after me.
Have you seen that scene from Temple of Doom where they rip his heart out? That was happening in the warehouse.
Well, they were talking about it, but clearly there was no heart ripping going on.
One of these days,
because I'm at my age, I'm still pretty spry. I can move around a little bit. But so unfortunately, I was not able to bring a statue tonight, Ron. I'm sorry, because let's see, grab a statue from Nick's desk.
Well, there's
Nick's here; he'll see me. So unlike John, I can't just walk around like I'm shopping at the mall. Okay, and just pick stuff up. All right, I got to work with these people every day, and I don't really want to make them mad. Otherwise, we'll have one comic for 2 hours because nobody will pull anything for me. Okay, they already don't like it when I go back there, so I don't want to make them angrier than they already are at me. So unfortunately, we do not have a statue tonight, but I promise we will have a statue again Monday night. Let's see, just sell it and ship it after inventory. Yeah, they wouldn't even let me pull one. They were pretty adamant about that. And unfortunately, now that we're at 6:45, everybody's gone for the day. So, I always try to take care of people that take care of me. Our operations staff, they do a great job until we get to physical inventory time. Then they get a little surly. All the joking aside, I appreciate everything that Amy does. Kyle, our producer, all these guys that work behind the scene. I definitely want to give them a shout out. But you have Rex's guarantee that we will have a statue for Monday's show. Let's see. And Stevie B says, in lieu of no statue, isn't there an old dynamite ashtray laying around that you can saw off?
Well, we have to ask them
maybe. How could you do this? Dave says, how could you do this to Ron on his birthday? First of all, in my defense, Ron did not announce that today was his birthday until right after the show started. So I could have gone back there and said, hey, one of our loyal viewers' birthdays today, you got to give me a statue. Not saying it would have produced one. Okay, somebody might have just clunked me in the head, but I promise we'll have a statue on Monday. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I guarantee we'll have one. All right, for sale. So
I'll try to see if I can dig up an ash can during break.
I thought he said ashtray. It says ashtray. Stevie B, did you mean ashtray or ash can?
I did the same thing the other day, going back like, do you guys have an ashtray about
and hopefully in the new year we'll be shooting in another part of our office, which will have the big screen. The big screen's all set up. We are still, believe it or not,
patiently waiting until we can go in there.
Yeah, I don't know if the hardware's here yet, but I do need the IT guy to help me out. And our IT guy also runs like he's head of operations here, and so he's got a full plate. So he hasn't been able to really do it yet, but I'm hoping that by the first week in the new year, we'll be set up back there. It'll make our life a lot easier.
Maybe this is a good excuse for me to come visit.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, we got. We could
do the brewery show. We get Robbie and John
Yes.
and me and you at a brewery, and I'll make sure that we sell some comics because I'm the sober one.
I'm telling you, the brewery one is a great idea. Now we've got Alec back in the area, so Alec can join us. And let's see, useless ashtray. I don't get it. What does Stevie B mean by useless ashtray?
You can't smoke in public anymore?
Doesn't mean it's useless, though. There's so many things to do with an ashtray. But
ashtray is kind of an anagram for a book that came out today.
Okay.
That you guys have exclusives of.
Stray Dogs, are you saying?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yes, we do. We have the standard cover and the virgin cover.
All right. So this was a last-minute add-on, and we appreciate that Kyle quickly got this done for us. All right. So Nick decided to throw this out here, and unlike how we usually do it, we do have multiples of this for anybody that's interested in it. So let's see. Which one has he got up there?
This is the regular full trade dress.
Okay. So that would be suggested retail of $29.99. We are doing it tonight for $19.92, and we do have multiples. Do we know exactly how many multiples? Or
I have to double check, but did he?
I think we have. I think they cut us 5 loose.
5?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. That's the usual number. You're probably right.
All right, so we have 5 copies of both Stray Dogs, the standard cover with trade dress, and then Stray Dogs, the without trade dress, a virgin variant by Tony Fleece and Trish Forstner. The variant cover is a suggested retail of $39.99, and we have that one for $19.92. So both of them are $19.92. Both of them the new Stray Dogs, number 1. And they're both exclusive DF variants. And we have 5 copies of each for sale. So if anybody's interested in picking that up, they are available. And we have 5 copies of each one there.
I kind of like the full markup cover better than the virgin.
All right. So Ron is claiming. All right. So Ron, you're claiming the variant virgin cover, right? I'm going to put you down there, assuming that that's what you meant. Let's see. Yes. Okay. There you go. $19.99. All right. And it's 1992. And Kyle's laughing at me about the 17 cents. This is Nick with the year.
Yeah.
Got you, Ron. Got you in there, buddy. And again, we have 5 copies available, unlike most of the items that we bring on, where we can only bring one on.
And if you're not paying attention to how hot this series is, guys, this is on the most people's list of top series of the year, top 3 books to come out this year, most original story. There's a ton. This book is going to win all kinds of awards, end of year kind of attributes and stuff. So this is the new series that started today or came out today,
right?
But the first series of Stray Dogs was just a rocket ship, and there's no reason that this one won't join it.
Hey, did this catch anybody by surprise when it first came out? Do you think, Kyle?
Well, when somebody told me that it's a serial killer who collects his victims' dogs, I went, "Oh, this book is going to be huge." And they're like, I'm like, it's true crime, it's dogs, the internet loves pets. John Wick is huge. There's all of these things that it has going for it. And it's Tony Fleece.
I didn't see this one coming. I have to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, if you saw Tony's work on My Little Pony and some of the other things he's done, he has a huge following of loyal fans. And so I knew it would do well. Right. To say that to know it would do as well as it did, no. But I knew it was going to be a special book.
So you knew it was going to be a hit, but no, I don't think
I had no idea it would be as big a hit as it was.
Right. It's always interesting, and that's kind of the magic of it all. Is that when I was on an Alex show, we were talking a little bit about what Marvel's doing, and how they're trying to use the MCU to drive comic book issue sales, and how they're splitting things up. Who was it we were talking about yesterday from Loki? Was it Timeless?
Timeless came out today.
Right, and it was a variant cover appearance, but Alec, and when he rejoins us, we'll ask him. He said he'd flipped through the book. He hadn't really read it, but it didn't look like Timeless was in the book. So we were talking about how Marvel may be trying to take a first appearance and double dip, if you know what I mean.
With Timeless, I think is going to fall into that realm like Marvel Point One or Marvel Legacy, where it's a one shot that it's going to be hard to tell what makes it a key for a couple of years. It's not going to be this instant gratification thing that we've been getting and that's been driving so much of the spec market.
Right.
It's going to be, 2 years from now, it's going to be, hey, do you guys remember buying Timeless and being angry at us? Well, hey, it's worth $50 now because of this.
Right.
So
I guess, we spent a little time talking about it, how they now have that ability to drive sales both ways, which was not something they had really thought about, I think, in the past, but now they're doing it. And from a business perspective, it's not a bad idea if you think about it. Now, how the comic readers react to it, that remains to be seen. They're usually pretty savvy comic collectors, so they won't fall for a gimmick repeatedly. You know what I mean? So that should be interesting. But we almost got to go to our second break, so let's do another book. All right, you know what? Let's do Lois Lane #1, signed by Mike Perkins. All right, and Mike Perkins is a tough signature to get because he's in the UK, and he's going to be tough to get signatures from. With what's happening out in the world today with the pandemic, everything has become kind of just crazy.
I think it's just never going to end at this point.
I know people are dealing with fatigue, but the problem is that the odds of Mike Perkins showing up at a con in the United States is significantly reduced. So we have one available at $29.99. Again, that's Lois Lane #1, signed, hand signed by Mike Perkins. And let's see, usually read off the limited edition. Let's take a look. So Lois Lane #1 was limited to 50 copies, signed by Mike Perkins. So we also have that available tonight, and the one.
This number.
What number is it?
Number 4 out of 50.
So it's number 4 out of 50.
Little digit.
All right. So we have that available as well. Let's see. All right. So Preston is back for the DK3, and Preston is at 36. Okay. Gotcha, Preston. You are at 36. So Preston is in the lead. I'm going to do a quick recap just before we go to break. So we had the Avengers Mega Mix set, suggested retail of $416.17. We have it tonight for $196.30 for 1963. Includes True Believers, King in Black, Thunderbolts #1, signed in silver by Peter David. Avengers No Road Home #6, gold signature signed by Mark Waid. Mighty Thor #1, signed by Matt Fraction, and remarked with a Mjolnir sketch by Ken Hazer. And then Iron Man #1, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.6. And you're going to get all 4 books for $196.30. So less than half of what the retail value of the entire pack is worth. We had Turok Dinosaur Hunter #3, signed by Greg Pak. Best offer starting at $10. So we don't have any offers yet. So anybody wants to open that up, feel free. We just did Lois Lane #1, signed by Mike Perkins. And we have that for $29.99. And it is number 4 out of a limited edition of 50. Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, DF exclusive cover, Elite Gold Signature Series, signed by Jay Lee, with a gold Batman head sketch by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $119.38. Currently, Preston is in the lead with an offer of $36. Then we did Lady Zorro #3, high-end Joseph Michael Linsner Virgin Art, ultra limited edition. Suggested retail of $75. And this is one of our best offer books, starting at $10. Then we had Avengers #1 Black Panther, but Ron picked that up. Avengers Assemble with the Thor full head sketch was picked up by John. And then we did Ice Cream Man #20, third printing, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Stray Dogs #1, both the trade dress and non-trade dress variant editions. And we have both of them available for $19.92. The retail price is $29.99 for the trade dress and $39.99 for the Virgin. We have both at the same price, $19.92.
John just put in for Dark Knight, so he's at 40.
All right, so hold on, let me get that down. All right, so John, I got you down for 40 on the Dark Knight. All righty, very cool. And then it's time for our second break. So Kyle will take us out. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
All right. Hey, he's back.
What's up?
So you finally figured out how Robbie hacked your computer, huh?
I can't believe Mac would do something like that, where they would actually, I don't know, make stuff on your computer stop working unless if you update it.
Because they really care about all of us, right?
I have been putting those updates off for so long.
That's why it took so long. Because you keep putting them off.
I'm actually surprised it downloaded that quick. I've never had this fast of internet in a long time.
I got to admit, I when you talk about Apple, I started off with the iPhone when one of the first iPhones that came out. Then I switched to an Android for a few years, and now I'm back to the iPhone because it's just the problem with the Android was all the apps were open platform and none of them seemed to work right.
I agree with
the
that.
nice thing about the iPhone is that Apple's app system is closed, so you have to seek permission from them in order to put something up there.
Yep.
And everything just worked. It was even the backlighting on my Android phone. I had to have an app. Things that came with my iPhone just wasn't there, and I had to download an app, and they never seemed to work right. So I finally gave it up. I would go to a Mac computer, but I at a place I worked at, they all had Macs, and it just everything works differently. And I'm too old to figure it out. For me, it's like
I was gonna say, for me, I use my phone, iPad, and then it just made sense that I got a MacBook as well. I got a pretty good deal on it too, but it's it's one of
I
those
don't even know how to
things.
click on things. I remember there was like no right click, left click. They were all, it
No,
was just, it just, and nothing worked intuitively the way I understood it was supposed to work. So with computers, I'm always PC. I can't, I'm too old to learn new tricks, so to speak,
I feel you.
Um,
I've had a PC. I liked what I could do with it. It's one of those things where it just felt like it broke down pretty quickly, just like the Androids I've had. It just,
yeah,
I don't know.
for me, it's just the different way, if they could make it work like a PC, I'd probably buy a Mac, but I can't learn all this new crap. I'm just too old. So, all right. So I actually was able to print out the list, Amy, so I'll grab that for you. So Amy is going to preview the original art that we're going to have on Friday night when Nick's all by himself because we ain't coming in. And he'll be doing the art show by himself. So don't leave Nick by himself because that original art could suddenly jump up and attack him, like that tree when you're driving that jumps out in front of you. So Amy's going to go through a preview of what we're going to have on Friday night. I'm going to go grab the spreadsheet for her so she has something to read off of.
Well, I got it on my screen.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do. First one up is Supergirl number 74, page 20. It's by Leonard Kirk and Robin Riggs.
Here, do you want me to do the Vanna White thing? I can do the Vanna White thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, guys, it's just a preview, but this will be on Friday's show.
Some beautiful.
Again, Leonard Kirk and Robin Riggs.
All right, what's next?
Supergirl. Let's show off Action Comics number 893. This is page 12.
All right, and
this is Sean Chen.
Hold on, I want to show this part too. All right.
I'll write the sketches on the back. Those are always cool.
All right, and you get a double whammy on this one because look at that. Cool. So this is the back. This is not actually the original art piece. The original art piece is up front here. And to me, it's always amazing that they can do these things. I just, since I don't have the gift, it's amazing to watch somebody else who does.
It's always awesome to watch them actually do it too.
I know, isn't it? I can't wait until we get Ken Hazer over here. Go ahead.
Fantastic Four, number 503. Well, it's 74, but Legacy, it's 503. This is page 22. This is Howard Porter.
All right.
And Norm Rapmond.
And we've had their artwork before. It's just amazing.
Like that last one we had where the artist came on. I honestly, the whole stream, I was just kind of watching that corner of the screen. I was like, I gotta watch this. I mean, this is incredible what he's doing right now.
I gotta tell you, a lot of these things come from Nick's personal collection, and Nick has almost never brought these out. He'll do some trades and little stuff like that.
Damage number 2, page 4 by Tony Daniel and Danny Mickey.
But Nick is really a collector. I mean, it is not a normal run part of our business. He does this because he's a huge collector and a huge fan himself. So really, kind of a dream job for Nick. What do you got next? Do that Batman piece. I love that Batman piece.
How about we'll make this last one?
Okay.
If you want to see all the other ones, then come to Friday's show. But the last one we'll preview is Batman number 89.
This one I like because look at that. All right, so that's a little preview.
I'm not even a big Batman fan, but that's just it's incredible to just
Batman,
look at it.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, it's really cool. So, I have to tell you, on Friday's art show, Kyle will share his own recent original art tragedy. Hopefully the original art did not come out and jump out at you. Rex got up to get his Trapper Keeper to read his notebook. No, I was just playing Vanna White for Amy, so somebody had to hold it up. So yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, I know that Nick throughout the years has been an avid original art collector. He's traded some stuff, but he tends to buy more stuff than he ever sells. I don't know if he ever sold anything really. He just kind of collected it, and he brought it out for the original art show, mainly because of our YouTube channel, the experience and trying to grow it. and he thought it would be neat for people to see it and give people an opportunity to buy it as well. But even if you're not a collector of original art, you haven't really thought about buying it, it's just great to see it. So if you just joined the show to check out the various different original art pieces that Nick's brought on the show, that's cool too. I know that, what was it, the last one we had, because we didn't have one last week because of Christmas. The last one we had, Nick went nuts. He had ones like between $100 and $150.
All kinds.
So if you haven't collected original art in the past, because you think, oh my gosh, it's original art, it's going to be $10,000 or whatever. And don't get me wrong, there are pieces that hit that price point. There are also very, very affordable pieces in original art. It is a one of a kind of piece. They take the original art, they publish the comics, but that particular piece is one of a kind. And, brings us back to the remarks that when we talk about that truly is a one of a piece commission as well, because each one is hand drawn by the creator or artist. So it's kind of unique in that sense, a little different than your normal comic collector or comic reader, what you would normally, pick up at your LCS. And and now that we bring up the LCSs, we say this almost every show, please make sure you support your local comic book shop.
Absolutely.
Small businesses have been closing everywhere, thanks to the pandemic and, different situations. But I think John had said even before the pandemic, the LCSs were starting to disappear rapidly. And you got to remember they're the foundation of everything that we do. So, the experience itself, I hope that the worst case scenario never happens and LCSs completely disappear. And then, becomes direct to consumer, where it's like Walmart or Home Depot. I think we've talked about this before, how I remember growing up going to a local hardware store with my mom, and the guy, and if you're trying to do something in your house, you ask him and he'll give you some advice. He'll take you to where the piece is. If you're looking for a nut and a bolt, okay, go to Home Depot. My God, it could take you 2 hours to find a thing, and ask the guy for help. Like, hey, do you know where this is? I mean, I don't expect him to know. I mean, they got aisles and aisles of stuff, and a particular bolt that you need is in a bin. I mean, it's crazy. I would definitely hate to see LCS go that direction. So absolutely make sure that you support your local LCS.
Now, only because you brought up Home Depot, I heard a crazy story the other day. It was over Christmas with a bunch of family members. And see, I don't know how real this is, but my family is very kind of hands-on. We've got carpenters, people who build houses, remodeling. That's like their thing. They obviously, like probably most other people in that industry, they don't really go to Home Depot. They don't go to Lowe's because they know it's cheaper quality stuff. But they told me that the reason that they can sell things for so cheap, like literally the same product that you would buy at, I don't know, like a local hardware store that's more expensive, is because they have their items, a lot of their items, specially made. So that's why they can have them so cheap. And they'll say that they can price match anything because they already know that they were guaranteed the cheapest possible product price. So to me, I thought that was a little crazy. I think some of my family, they got tin hats on a lot, but I don't know. I mean, that doesn't make sense. They'll beat any price. And a lot of times you hear that stuff. Oh, everything I buy from Home Depot just breaks. It's cheap. Maybe it really is.
I got to tell you, I actually, I'm not going to comment on whether or not most of your family wears tin hats.
Oh, they do. But you can say it. They do. Good people.
But let me say this. What they're saying is very true. I think it was something that the danger was there multiple years ago when the super Walmarts started coming out, and the super Targets started coming out. And because, they can actually ask a manufacturer to make a line for them, because why? They're filling thousands of stores. So they know they can order a minimum and beat the price down. So if they're going to a drill manufacturer, say Makita, and they're saying, you got to give us this price. And they're saying, no, we can't. Fine, we'll go somewhere else. We'll find it somewhere else. Someone wants to sell thousands, millions of units to thousands of our stores. But again, you bring up a very good point. What happens to the quality at that point? And
so to bring it back around to the local comic book store, though, this is why, especially a couple years ago, when you really started to see the uptick of the manga boom that's happening, Barnes and Noble and Walmart had copies of manga that your local comic store couldn't even order from their distributor. And it's because those stores were having print runs made specifically for them.
No kidding.
Yeah. Or they were having special bindings done where it's instead of one book, it's a book and a half, things like that, so that they were exclusives, but then they could set the price and they could control the market because nobody else could get it because it was sold out everywhere. So support your local comic shop in that buy the stuff they have on the rack as opposed to going to Barnes and Noble because that has what you expect.
Well, here's the other problem. That's a very good point. And as it relates to the comic book collecting universe, I think one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that what can happen in terms of comic books. Comic books aren't the same as a power drill. I get that, but what could eventually, this can eventually evolve into is that when I used to rep big retailers like that, we always dealt with something called inventory shrink, and inventory shrink could be theft, damage, or whatever. And I remember when we would get stuff back from the large retailers, I mean, it would literally just be stuff thrown into a box, not even packed properly. Best story of all, because the company that I worked for when I was repping, big retailers was predominantly a sports memorabilia company. And I remember one time somebody returned something to the retailer returned it to us. And it was a Greg Maddux, the former pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, his autograph. And everything that we sold was on, at that time, it would have been a National League Baseball as opposed to a Major League Baseball. But it was, official National League Baseball from Rawlings. And, they would sign it. We would witness it. We would put our hologram on it. And the funny thing is that if you Google Greg Maddox's signature, it looks like a doctor's signature on a prescription pad. Okay. It was not legible. So we get this return. And not only was it not on a National League ball, it was on a Little League ball. Okay. The guy clearly wrote out the name Greg Maddux. Okay. It didn't take a genius to know that, well, he basically bought the ball, returned a fake ball. Okay. And then that got returned to us because the retailer doesn't even look. The retailer just doesn't care. So the question becomes, if the local comic book shop disappears and you have this mass merchandising, what happens to the content? What happens to the quality? It's something that you have to be, and forget about the damage, for the distributor themselves or the publisher. You send 1,000 copies of something and you sell 500, you get 500 back, but 300 of them are damaged, ripped, pretty much unusable, immediately dollar bin material. What happens then? So that's the thing that I think everybody as a comic collector has to keep in mind. Support your local LCS, because if they disappear, then you have one company or a handful of companies that control the market. And what are they going to do? They're not going to care about what you want to read. They're not going to care about what you're a fan of. They're going to do whatever puts the most money in their pocket.
Yep.
There's some executive in a suit sitting in his penthouse office, going, well, whatever the account says goes. Whatever is most profitable works.
Yep.
So,
and in addition to that too, only because we're talking about LCS's comic books and probably still on the page of Walmart at some point. I know or maybe you don't know, that they sell the comic book packs at some Walmarts. I think it was like a 4 or 6 pack for like $10. And they started, releasing them a little bit more casually. I didn't really see any of them out in Oklahoma. They were hard to come by. But as time went on and they started, doing more packs, it's like everything. They update them a little bit, so it's not the same thing constantly. A lot of the Facebook groups I was in, they were starting to put like 1 in 100s, 1 in 500s in there. And people were going crazy. And then all of a sudden on eBay, you see this massive influx of a lot of these incentive variants that were apparently very hard to come by. So it turns into then all these LCSs are buying these books, like, a 1 in 500. They need 500 copies of that. But now all of a sudden, these people are buying these packs at Walmart that are casually having them in there. So at that rate, is somebody lying about it actually being like a 1 in 500? Is there a bigger print run than they were originally told? But that's really screwing over the retailers too, they're spending all of that money when in reality, then you can just get these books casually.
Well, it used to be those packs came from returns, right? So those
I was gonna say, I
packs
don't know where they popped up from. I just seen them one day.
Right. Well, in the old days when I was young, those would be returns that went back, from either the publisher to the distributor or from comic stores to distributor or whatever. They were leftover inventory that never got bought. And then they'd pack them out and you could win them at the arcade or you could buy them at Walmart or whatever. That has changed since then. I don't know what the deal is now exactly, but I know that that's how it used to be because you could never get new books in them. But for instance, I was at Dave and Buster's and I won a comic pack that had a Venom #1 by Donnie Cates in it when that book was $35 on the stand.
Wow.
I'm like, I just won it because I was good at skee ball. I don't understand how this works. So
I know for the new Walmart packs, I don't know if they kept doing it, but at one point they had exclusives in there as well. I know that they had a Strange Academy one, like Walmart exclusive. They had the Venom one. They also had, I think it was a High Republic. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but I know at one point they did. They had some Walmart exclusives, and they were pretty big because they were hard to come by.
So. And it creates that situation like with trading cards, gaming cards. It's one of thousands of SKUs that these big retailers sell. And then you get that situation like Dwayne DePayne says he got several in Oklahoma, some great variants. They don't know what they're dealing with, so they just throw it out there.
They don't know.
Yeah, dude, it's one of thousands of SKUs they deal with on a daily basis. Vacuum cleaner, pots and pans, comic book packs. To them it's just product that they have to get on the floor.
Yep.
So somebody who's savvy enough or knows could go in there and then resell it. Okay, buy it at a bargain and then resell it. I mean, for all kinds of products. I mean, people have been doing it now. With the internet. So good or bad, whatever. I mean, you don't want LCSs to disappear and leave it in the hands of these big retailers. We've seen the result of that. It's never going to be in the consumer's favor. It's always going to be in the favor of the massive retailer, the publisher who's trying to close their stuff out. Just liquidate and turn it into cash, and then some smart reseller that's going to go in and with 2 shopping carts with a Walmart stuff, and then go online, and separate it and sell it, at a premium. So there really isn't too much that you can do about it. But if LCSs disappear, then it puts all of the power into the large retailers' hands, and that's definitely not something we want. So
no, that would be horrible on every level.
That would not be a good thing. Dave had an interesting comment as well, but you know what? Let's throw another book out there. As always, just get this out of the way. We have the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. So 10 random Dynamite titles with a cover price of $3.99 or higher. So a suggested retail of $40 or higher. As always, we have it for $5. They will be random titles. If you buy more than one, we will absolutely do our best to make sure that we don't duplicate titles. But if you buy a whole bunch, it's a little bit harder to control that. But that's 50 cents a comic. I don't really see how you can go wrong at that point.
It's always a great deal.
I know we've had a lot of fans that have bought the Dynamite 10-pack and they've really enjoyed it. And as I said, we will always do our best to try and mix it up and not duplicate for you if you buy multiples. And then let's see. Let's do I love this cover. Let's do Captain America number 700, signed by Mark Waid.
I was wondering when we were going to get to that one. I think it's one of our best ones tonight.
I really like this. I love the cover on this one. Kind of old school. We have one available for $35. Mark Waid is getting tougher and tougher. He doesn't really do too many signings, so it's getting to be a very, very scarce autograph. Something tough to really find a Mark Waid autograph. So going back to Dave, Dave says it's a two-way street that are many LCSs. Let's see what happened. Okay. Bear with me one second. All right. So Dave says it's a two-way street. There are many LCS owners who should close either due to bad customer service or failure to adapt to the market changes. I would agree with that statement.
I do too.
Yeah. But the good thing is that when that happens, because they're all independents. Dwayne's a pain. Let me see. Lady Zorro. What do we have with Lady Zorro? Lady Zorro is open, my friend. It is a best offer book starting at 10, and so far there are no offers yet. So
okay,
you can start off for us if you want. Dwayne's a pain.
I don't want to be this guy, but we put this up and then never talked about it.
What did we put up?
Captain America 700.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. I thought about it.
Like, yeah, whoa. I'm very interested in this book.
Yeah, well, I wanted to answer Dwayne's a pain though, real quick. So, all right, so Captain America number 700, Mark Waid, $35. We have the one available. Again, he is a very difficult signature to get. But go ahead, Kyle. Did you have something you wanted to say about Captain America 700?
No, we put it up, and I was like waiting for you to introduce it and talk about it because I'm very interested in this. If no one buys it by the end of the show, but
all right, hold on.
Threw it up, and there was nothing.
So Preston is, let's see, Lady Zorro. So Preston is at 10, but Ron is now at 12 on Lady Zorro. So, all right, very good. So Ron, I got you down at 12. You got it, buddy. All right. So, all right. So, yeah. So Mark is a hard signature to get. Yeah, I love this cover because it has definitely an old school feel to it, and I love Mark Waid's stuff as well. But what were we saying? Oh, to answer Dave's question, if you have a bad LCS and they close, all right, Preston is at 14 on Lady Zorro. That's not a bad thing because it's not a market thing. If you don't have good customer service, guess what? You probably shouldn't be in it anyway. But when a large retailer gets involved and something goes sideways, that can change the market, and that's something to be concerned about. So you need your LCSs. So definitely make sure you support them. All right, Preston, DK3, you are at 42. Gotcha, buddy.
I was going to say, too, imagine if, a lot of LCSs began to close and you had to rely on, just Walmart, for example, to get your new comic book day books from. Imagine setting up a pull list through Walmart. How screwed up it would always be. Maybe something you already prepaid for, and then it's just maybe they don't get it or it's completely damaged, and they just say, oh, yeah, just bring it up with customer service. And now all of a sudden it's a massive process.
But the upside to that, though, Alec, is that I could go grab my pull list, a gallon of milk, and some bread at the same time.
I'm going to be honest. I am so Walmart out in Oklahoma. That was where we had to do grocery shopping. That was where we had to just get everything. It was just the super center. It was there, and it had everything right there. I never want to go into a Walmart again.
I got to be honest with you. I have actually not stepped into a Walmart in years.
I envy you.
There's actually a couple very close to my house. I actually go to a Target. The reason I started going to Target was because the aisles in Walmart were too narrow. And man, what's up with all the poles? Okay, they have poles, structure supports right in the middle of the aisle. I'm not trying to get my cart around it, and then the old lady's got a cart. Target.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, right.
Not out there though. They don't do that. I can say that much.
Put a pole here. Why would you put a pole here? This is not a good place for a pole.
Yeah.
But I started going to Target because the aisles were wider. It was a little bit more expensive, but it just seemed like they had enough cashiers to check out, and Walmart always seemed to be short on cashiers. But I don't like going to Target either. I don't enjoy going to those places, and I try to avoid them, but sometimes it's unavoidable. So in that instance, what choice do you have? You got to go.
I totally agree.
So Preston is in for, let's see. All right, Preston, hold on. Let me get you down there on Captain America. Okay, so Preston has claimed the Captain America. You got it, buddy. So that's out of here.
You see that John's on 45 for Dark Knight?
Hold on. Okay, John Spilios, Dark Knight. Yes, I have John down for $40. Let me see. Oh, no, John's at 45 now. I'm sorry. Okay. I got you, John, at 45, buddy. You're there.
Can I suggest the next book?
Sure. You can suggest whatever you want.
We got one more remark CCA. I got to work on that too. Well, we have one more CCA that we haven't looked at yet. It's Doctor Strange right here.
Let's do it. All right. Wow. So we have, I know I saw this one. I had to pull it.
Did you do the other Avengers one while I was gone?
We did, and that went to Avengers Assemble with the Thor sketch went to John Spilios.
Nice.
So that's out of here. All right, so let's see. Preston is at 14 on Lady Zorro. That is correct. All right. All right. So we have Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme #1, signed and remarked by Ken Hazer. Suggested retail of $89.99, and it is one of our 5-star books for $50. And we only have, as usual, one available tonight. So whoever claims it first, it's theirs. But yeah, so I mean, there are a lot of implications there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, everybody's been talking about Comixology and what Amazon's going to do with that. I'm hoping that that's not the case. You know, that it doesn't go in that direction.
And John said he'll take Doctor Strange. All right.
Man, I'm so jealous. Those are such awesome covers.
Our friend John Spilios. Gotcha, John.
I will say this though, since Amazon launched Comixology Publishing, and they've started putting out actual physical books, those books have been awesome.
I didn't know they even did that.
Granted, they're all Scott Snyder. Like, every one of them is written by Scott Snyder.
He's good,
so,
though.
You know, it's like hiring Babe Ruth to be your hitting coach. Like, but those books have been great that they've been putting out when they put out physical books.
You know, that's interesting. I did not know that either, but there was another rumor floating around that you guys may be able to address. But I realize we got to take our last break, so let's pick that up when we come back. All right, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
All right, and we're back, and Kyle's got the clock up. Thank you, Kyle. And unfortunately, Ron, Doctor Strange was claimed by John Spilios, so unfortunately that one is gone, my friend. And Dave, we stand corrected. It's going to take us a while to remember that it's a CCA and not a remark. So Stevie B brings up an interesting point. His New Year's resolution is not going to Walmart. I don't think that's the idea of Stevie B, an idea of a resolution. A resolution is giving up something that you really enjoy. Okay. Nobody enjoys going to Walmart. So that's not really giving up something. It's not really a resolution, so to speak. Okay. It's more like, I don't know, self-preservation, if you will. Let's see. Oh, John, thank you so much.
I do appreciate that, John.
Yeah, John wanted to wish us and Alec a happy New Year, and thank you for the great content. Thank you, John, for being here with us, being a loyal viewer. I say this all the time. When we started out, we really had no idea what direction this was going to go in. We kind of just we were winging it. I got to say that our viewers have really kind of made this show grow and develop into evolve into what it's become. And I have such a great time doing it. I mean, I really do. I think Amy does as well. Managed to bring Alec and Robbie, Rock and Robbie into it as well. And it's been a great time. Dave Cerrone says his resolution is to count to 10 before buying so many comics. Actually, Dave, meet someone with a taser. No, that doesn't work because look at Ron. He's with us every week. So that won't work either. All right. So, ooh, excuse me.
Super quick, only because I did see Dave pop up. I did see all of the questions he kept asking. Remember we were talking about yesterday with the timeless, the Miss Minutes whole thing? He was talking about it earlier. He said he wanted to know the opinion on it.
He actually brought that up when you were.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So go ahead. I mean, make your point.
I was going to say, it's not really a spoiler. I guess minor one. There is a first appearance in that book. It's not Miss Minutes. That character is not in there. I mean, I did say a minor spoiler, but it is definitely just a first cover appearance. It was an incredible issue, though. I actually went into it with high expectations because that last Kang the Conqueror series was fantastic. And I thought, like, all right, it's going to be really good, too. No, it was way better than really good. I was insanely impressed from start to finish, really impressed with it. And going forward, they even gave us like a nice little preview of where Marvel series, not the shows obviously, but the series themselves, kind of the direction for the upcoming year. They kind of did like a little flash of what's going to be coming. And I'm just saying, I don't have a lot of faith in a lot of Marvel titles, but that was really impressive.
Cool. All right. So thumbs up from Alec then.
Yeah, they definitely got a thumbs up from me on that one. But seriously, do not overspend on that book. I feel like that one has potential for a lot of people to just kind of hype up and say, oh man, first cover appearance. There is a first appearance in it. Like I said, not going to spoil that. And then even the previews of what's to come. There's people out there that are going to push that book and say, oh yeah, you're going to need this. This is going to be big going forward. I just wait it out, get some different covers. You don't need that first cover appearance. You're going to get one on the shelf at some point.
Interesting. Okay.
My opinion.
That's good information. And if you haven't checked out AR's channel, please do, because this is the kind of content and information that he's constantly, putting up on his channel. Very informative, very in-depth. So he who remains, hey, buddy. So glad that you're here joining us. All right, you know what? Amy wanted to do Suicide Squad, and Ron was asking for the next signed book, so let's do that one. So we have Suicide Squad #1, signed by Jim Lee, suggested retail of $299.99. It is one of our best offer books tonight, starting at $100. So at $755, the best offer will take that book. All right, and as we get closer, Kyle will throw up the counter again as well.
Thank you, John.
And John Spilio's giving you kudos there. AR's channel is awesome. Again, if you're viewing, I'm thinking most of our viewers in the chats have checked out your channel, but no, we flashed that up, Ron. Let's see. John just hit the trigger finger, but we only had one tonight. But I promise you this, Ron. Let me check our inventory after the physical's done, and I will see if there are any more. I thought that there were, but I don't want to guarantee because I'm old, my memory's not that good. On Monday, on next Wednesday, we'll try to be a little bit more CCA, previously known as Remarks. I'll try to be a little heavier on that, and see what we can come up with. And as I said, Monday, I guarantee we'll have a statue on. So Dave, stop it, Dave. He has a channel. You watch us every Tuesday. Come on, bro. But Dave always has some very interesting questions and comments, which generally gets us off talking about something or another at length. But yeah, so yeah, on AR's channel on Tuesday yesterday, we kind of talked about, is Marvel, we kind of touched on this when AR was disconnected, that is Marvel trying to double dip on appearances? And from a business standpoint, it looks like they are, and it's probably not a stupid thing. They've discovered that what they create in MCU can now be pushed into the comic end of it, the publishing end of it. And what they're obviously trying to do is get you to buy one title because it has a first appearance on the cover, and then getting the second one because the first appearance actually happens inside, in the book itself. So kind of hitting it twice. I don't know. But I came away with a positive impression of that happening, mainly because that means that they recognize that they can draw people from the TV series and the movies from the MCU and now translate it into the comics, thereby converting those people that maybe know Marvel through those movies and TV shows into reading comics or collecting comics at very minimum. And that can't be a bad thing. That's the way that I see it.
I think what I'm getting from it, just, because I read a lot, I haven't actually kept up to date with the TV shows. I didn't finish What If. I haven't seen Hawkeye yet. But what I'm gathering is that they seem to kind of be lining everything up, Marvel is, with the MCU. Like they had Loki. They obviously saw that was a success. So now they're going to throw Miss Minutes onto a cover. They're going to try and, get a little bit of money. They're going to try and get the movie or the TV show people. They're going to see that and be like, oh, well, I kind of want that because I recognize that character. Right. But the thing that I see them doing the most is for the comic readers, they're setting them up more for a TV show. One of the examples is obviously Kang is now all over everything. He's going to be a major villain going forward for the MCU. They just had a 5-issue miniseries. And for people who don't know a lot about Kang, that was a really good introduction to him. That series just ended. It truly was phenomenal. Probably one of the top 10 reads I've had in this year. And then now they just did this one shot that featured a Loki character, featured Kang again going forward. They just came out with a mini series for Miss Marvel as well. And she's going to obviously have her own TV show. And then going forward, I know She-Hulk is going to have a TV show. And I'm almost positive they have a new She-Hulk series coming out very soon too. So they're definitely trying to capture both audiences. We talk about that literally all the time. But it seems like now that they figured out that that's working, they're kind of making these comics that are leading people to the TV show. And then they're taking things from the TV show to expand the comics.
Yes.
I actually really like that they're doing that. At first, I wasn't a big fan, but it's working really well so far.
Well, I think that overall, I mean, it's obviously what you say is true. They're motivated by the same thing any business is, by the dollars at the end of the
money,
day. Yeah, that's what makes the world go around, unfortunately. But what they're doing is smart in the sense that ultimately it's going to help all of us, because they realize that for the longest time, you either, I always go back to Blade as the example. How many people watched the movie Blade? It was very popular, but never realized it was a comic book character first.
Yep.
Now they realize they left something on the table when they did that. Now you can cross the two over. You can draw MCU viewers that don't read comics into reading comics and picking up your titles, and teasing the comic, those already reading comics, into, hey, guess what we're going to do here? All right. I mean, you look at John. John's waking up at 3:00 in the morning, to watch these things. Every time Marvel puts something new out, he's up at 30, with a cup of coffee, watching the next episode. And I got to remind him, you can watch this later. They'll still be on TV, right?
The spoilers, they'll get them every time.
Hey, listen, when you're retired and you can travel all over the world and do whatever you want, I guess waking up at 3 is okay.
I got most of Hawkeye already spoiled for me. So I already had most of Hawkeye spoiled for me. And that's why I'm not in a rush to really watch it, because I know pretty much what's going to happen. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, I still want to see it. But no, you're absolutely right. Marvel, they're obviously motivated by money. That's any successful business that works,
Yeah.
but it's not that they're just motivated by money. They are truly putting out fantastic products for us. And I think that's all that really matters. They're obviously killing it in the movies, the TV shows, but the comics now too. It's just, they'd be stupid to not really do anything with Kang and then all of a sudden have Kang be this major villain that nobody knows anything about. That would be stupid on their end. So the fact that they're slowly introducing him, giving him, you know, a little 5-issue miniseries, floating around a one shot. He's going to probably make some appearances as a villain in some of these other ongoing series. That's very smart, and I love that they're doing it. I really do.
I agree with you. I mean, I think somebody, you know, granted that the ultimate motivator is the money. They're doing it in a smart way by producing a quality product either way, and trying to drag both into, you know, to try to merge both markets, which is also smart. All right, so let's do another signed book, and then we'll do a quick recap.
We should bring up the one slab we didn't feature yet. Let's make sure we feature that before we do a recap.
Let's do True Believers Hulk, Professor Hulk's #1 signed by Peter David. This had a suggested retail of $39.99. And we have tonight for $19.91, the year Professor Hulk first appeared in the comics, who then was the character Mark Ruffalo became in the Avengers movie. So that we have available tonight for $19.91. It is a buy it now claim. So first person to claim it walks away with it. Let's see. You wanted to do, what did you want to do now?
The slab, Dark Multiverse.
Oh, okay.
Dark Multiverse.
All right. So, and then we'll do a recap after that. So we've got Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint #1, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.8. Suggested retail of $89.99. Tonight we have it for $56 for 1956 when the Flash first appeared. So Nilo says, doesn't most comic companies double dip or such with highly popular characters? Remember the 90s and Marvel and DC and Image and all those collector issues, hologram issues, foil covers. I guess, yeah, you're right in a sense, Nilo, but what Marvel's doing, the only other people that can do it would be DC. Because you have to have the ability to put out multi-million-dollar movies and TV series that people, you know, are glued to in order to do what they're doing. Now, I don't know how long it's going to be before DC figures out, hey, what are we doing? You know, Marvel's doing this and it's working. But I think ultimately, though, that's the marketing aspect of it. I think what Alec is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alec, is that they're still producing a quality product. Okay. You know, you can do whatever you want, hologram issues, foils issues, whatever. But if the content sucks, the content sucks. You know, if nobody wants to read the story, then nobody wants to read the story. It doesn't matter what you throw on the cover. Okay. The cover can get up and make you dinner. All right. But you're not going to, well, I don't know. If I had a cover that got up and made me dinner, that'd be a whole different type of scenario. But you see my point. So in order for this to work for Marvel, the content's still got to be good. And from what Alec is telling us, it is. You know, is it kind of a gimmicky double dip? Yes. But by the same token, though, Alec is saying that the quality of the book itself was good.
Now, I should clarify what I was saying, too, because, you know, just because I'm praising Marvel right now doesn't mean that they deserve a ton of praise. They put out a lot of stuff, too, that personally, in my opinion, I really don't like. Like, they came out with, I think it's called Captain America, Iron Man. It's a 5-issue miniseries. It feels so just Marvel put something out for, you know, just to make some more money. It's Captain America, Iron Man. They're fighting bad guys for 5 issues. It's just, there's nowhere else that story is going so far. There's just nothing to it besides that right there. And same thing, I mean, I brought up the Miss Marvel, and while I wasn't a huge fan of it, I like that they're still trying to reintroduce the character. They gave a great backstory on the things that she's been up to over the last couple of years. I've read the old stuff, but I know a lot of people have not read the old stuff. So something like that is really going to get someone going on a new series. Like, oh, cool, Miss Marvel. Oh, a TV show. I can't afford the back issues. I can't afford all of these series, so I'm going to get this. And it was a nice way to introduce a new reader. Was it that great? No, it wasn't that great of a first issue. But, you know, they're killing it on the things like Kang and other series too. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man really took a crazy turnaround, and it's been fantastic so far with this new volume. So, I mean, I guess you can say I have a love-hate relationship with Marvel right now, but had to clarify it a little bit.
You're so subtle about it. We really couldn't tell.
I know.
All right, so we're gonna do. Let's see, what we got left here.
Did you see Dave's comment?
Yeah, I know, Dave. I already feel bad, man. So Ron, I'm gonna bring something special, and don't forget, you got a birthday gift, right? So come on. But I promise, Ron, we will have a statue on Monday. I promise. And it's your fault. You could have emailed me today was your birthday. All right. I would have fought the army of our operations guys through their torches and pitchforks and grabbed the statue for you, my friend. All right.
And it had nothing to do with the fact that Ronald and Dave do not compete against each other.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That was Nick. I'm just saying. Nick said that. I'm not owning that one. All right, so let's go do a recap of our best offer books because we only got about 7 minutes left. So Turok Dinosaur Hunter number 3, signed by Greg Pak. This is a best offer starting at $10, and we have no offers on that book yet. So and we're running down.
Actually, one more thing to interrupt.
Yes.
In honor of Ronald's birthday, everybody who bought something tonight will get a Batman 92.
Oh, that's awesome.
Limit one
Nice.
per. So
in honor of Ronald's birthday, everybody who bought something will get a Batman 92.
with the first punchline.
All right, Preston is going.
First print.
All right, Preston, I got you in for $10, buddy. And Nick, say that again.
First print, Batman 92 first print. But Ronald will get something extra. He'll get the Vampirella Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles homage.
What? I thought you were giving him.
He's getting that and this. Everybody's going to get the Batman 92.
All right. So are you writing this down?
Yes.
I'm not
Everybody's
following
getting
it. Okay.
Batman 92.
All right, cool. All right. So
By the way, guys, I won the bet. Rex and Amy bet me that I couldn't sit still and not interrupt for an hour and a half, but we had a half-hour window where I still won. It was a tiebreaker.
what? You did what? You didn't win? Wow.
I make it up as I go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go review the
boy.
recording tomorrow. I'm telling you, you totally didn't win. Not even close, man. I don't think you went 15 minutes. All right, so back to it. All right, so we have let's see. I'm doing the best offers, right? So okay, so we still have Suicide Squad number 1 signed by Jim Lee, suggested retail of $299.99. Best offer book starting at $100. All righty, and let's see. Okay, and then we had Dark Knight 3, The Master Race. That was another one of our best offer books. And right now, John Spilios is in the lead at 45. And then we had Lady Zorro number 3, high-end Joseph Michael Linsner, Virgin Art, ultra limited edition cover. Another one of our best offer books. And Ron is in the lead at 12.
I have Preston down for 14 on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Lady Zorro Preston is in the lead at 14. Thank you, Amy.
So just as a reminder, everyone is getting one of these, and you can all thank Ronald. All first print.
So it's all thanks to Ron. This is our Ronald's Christmas.
You the man, Ron.
So I can make sure I have them on my
Yeah,
desk and I can bag and board them
Well,
tomorrow.
that kind of makes Ron feel a little less special, man.
Well, that's why he's getting the man 25.
Okay, you wrote that down. Maybe 25.
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. All right. So I think that covers all our best offers. Did I miss one? No, I didn't. Right?
No.
All right. So let's do this one again. And then wait. Let's see. Greetings all. Okay. So Creative Keep is in for DK3 at 50. All right. Let's get our buddy Creative Keep in there. So Creative Keep is jumping in at 50. All right. Okie dokie. Gotcha, buddy. All right. So, Stray Dogs. All right. So let's do Stray Dogs again real quick. We had both versions. Stray Dogs, Dog Days number 1, Dynamic Forces exclusive variant. And we have it with trade dress, without trade dress. With trade dress has a suggested retail of $29.99. Without trade dress, it has a suggested retail of $39.99. We are doing either book at $19.92. We did have 5 copies of them available of each. Actually, I'm sorry. The version non-trade dress cover, we only have 4 because Ron picked up 1. So, Ron says I already have that book. I purchased the Punchline book of the show a month or so ago. Don't worry, Ron. We'll find something else for you, buddy. So hopefully Nick saw that. But we'll I'll tell you what, Ron. We'll send you something. It'll be a surprise. So, all right, Creative Keep is picking up one of each of the stray dogs. Gotcha, buddy. All right, so got that down. Cool. All right, and let's see here. And then now we will do a full recap. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, we're running out of time. Okay, so we only got.
Let's bring up the mega set again. I'm surprised no one got that yet.
All right, well, we're gonna do the full one. Dynamite Den Pack reader set, $5 for 10 random Dynamite titles, 50 cents a copy. Then we had the Avengers Mega Mix set, a retail value of $416.17. We have it tonight for $196.30 for 1963, the first year the Avengers came out. This mega pack includes True Believers, King in Black, Thunderbolts #1, signed in silver by Peter David. Avengers No Road Home #6, Elite Gold Signature Series signed by Mark Waid. Mighty Thor #1, signed by Matt Fraction and remarked with a Mjolnir sketch by Ken Hazer. And Iron Man #1, CGC graded, guaranteed 9.6. All 4 books in the mega pack for $196.30. That is still available. Let's see. We had Lois Lane #1, signed by Mike Perkins. We have one available at $29.99, limited edition of 50, and this is #4. And Mike Perkins, very difficult signature to get, especially with the pandemic and living in the UK.
4-pack. Let me see the 4-pack. You keep talking, Rex.
Suicide Squad #1, signed by Jim Lee. That is another best offer book. Best offer starting at $100. And yes, thank you, Nick, for reminding everybody there is the lag time. And then we had True Believers, Hulk, Professor Hulk #1, signed by Peter David for just retail of $39.99.
Sorry, we didn't.
We have it for $19.91. Let's see. That's claimed. That's claimed. And then that's gone. That's gone. Okay. And then we had Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint #1, CGC graded 9.8, suggested retail of $89.99, and we have it for $56. And then we had Ice Cream Man #20, CGC graded 9.8, suggested retail of $89.99, and we have that for $50. Let's see. And then again, both versions of Stray Dogs with or without trade dress, each, and we have each one of them at $19.92, significant discount. Stevie B wants, let's see. Okay, so Stevie B wants one of the virgin ones. Gotcha, Stevie B, of Stray Dogs.
And just wondering, how many of those did you have?
We had 5 of each. Well, now the virgin, we have 2 of each. And then the trade dress one, we have 4.
Nice.
So let's do this because this is the holiday and you guys are the best. That we forgot to show you that the Thor is a wraparound cover.
Oh, it's even
The
crazier.
lightning is white out from Ken. I mean, he really puts time and effort into this. And first person who claims it gets it for $149.99.
All right.
We'll write that down.
149.
Man, he knocked that one out of the park, honestly.
So the Mega Mix set went suggested retail $416.17. We were selling it for $196.30. And Nick must have cut himself again and major blood loss.
There we go. We got a bid.
$149.99. Creative Keep. Are you talking about the Mega Mix set? You
The whole
said
set. We
Thor?
just want to be sure.
We just want to confirm, buddy.
And AR loves it. He just said that Ken knocked it out of the park on the Thor.
That really is one of the best Ken Hazers that we've had on this segment. And I know there's been a lot of good ones, and I know I've said it a couple times, but that is.
Well, yeah, you said that earlier as well.
And it's
I think that
Matt
is the
Fraction
best
as
one.
well.
And it is signed by Matt Fraction as well. All right, I'll put this back there. Wraparound cover. Okay, yes, that is Creative Keep. That is part of the Mega Mix set. So you'll get all 4 comics. So just confirm with us. And it was, what did Nick lower it to?
$149.99.
So it is now $149.99. Just confirm with us, buddy. And Ron had asked earlier, Kyle, if you don't mind, if you could throw up the the submission form link. All right. So just confirm with us, Creative Keep, that you want the whole kit. All right, there we go. Nick's in the chats as well. So I think there's probably time has passed. Did you that bid the bid line is there. Thank you, Kyle. So that closes it up. So again, I want to thank everybody for supporting us for the entire year of 2021 since we started. We thank you guys so much. And we really have got a Creative Keep. We got you down for that. It's been really exciting to see the channel grow, our channel. It's been exciting to help Alec and AR Comics channel and Rock and Robbie and Pop Culture Philosophers, watch them grow. And our other friends out there, Jen, Mint, Bueller, all of these people that we collaborate with. I've said it time and time again, we're not competing with each other. We're competing with other YouTube channels that are trying to, do it yourself or do this or do that doesn't relate to comics. To me, and I know Alec agrees, I know Robbie agrees, it really is a community here. And when we started, I felt that it was a community, but I wasn't sure. But it was really, really nice to see how it developed, especially, with our regular viewers and how everybody's just kind of come together. So, Ron, unfortunately, the end line, Ron, I'm feeling like you might have been, you might have a slow internet tonight or something, because the end line came in quite a little bit ago, buddy.
We're not.
And Creative Keep.
Us like John. Will John be back next week?
I have no idea.
He's supposed to be back soon.
Dude, he's retired. He doesn't have to do anything. Okay.
He might stay an extra week. Who knows? Wherever he is.
But we'll if he doesn't have a tan when he gets back, I'm gonna crack on him. If he does have a tan, I'm gonna crack on him as well. So pretty much, I'm just gonna be busting John Stones when he returns. Hopefully, he's not watching and then doesn't return. That would be horrible. But listen, I really do want to thank everybody out there. Thank you so much as we close up our last Comic Collectibles show for the year of 2021. Thank Kyle, JD, everybody that works behind the scenes to make this happen. Alec, as always, thank you for joining us. It's been great. It's been great getting to know you and having you back in the area now. Want to thank Robbie. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but want to thank him for all he's done as well. Everybody have a safe new year. Have a fun new year, and everybody's hoping 2022 is going to be, I don't know, better anyway. I don't know if anything will ever get back to normal.
Even if it's just a small step up.
Yeah, hopefully an improvement of some type, right?
So at this point, I mean, anything's a step up.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to remind everybody that Nick will be back on New Year's Eve, Friday, from 7 to 8 Eastern time for the original art show. He will be here all by his lonesome, so don't leave him alone. We need somebody to call 911 if that original art piece suddenly jumps out at him and tries to cut him again. Ron, actually, you didn't. John Spilios did, and actually came in at the $50 mark a little while ago. I'm not sure if you've got some sort of additional delay tonight, Ron. But again, email me. We'll figure something out. 62 Lefty Blues. You got a better chance of winning a Powerball than seeing me in Times Square, buddy. I'm telling you right now. So you might want to go buy that Powerball ticket right now, buddy.
I would never dream of going there.
Oh, no way, bud.
No
way. But again, thank you to everybody for really, as the show pertains, the rest of the stuff of 2021 has been kind of crappy, but as it pertains to the show, thank you guys so much for really helping this show grow and for making it what it is. We really do appreciate you. And looking forward to seeing everybody in the new year.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, everybody.